I'm in Bath, a city here in North Somerset, which is often associated with very posh buildings and just a posh style in general. I've been here a few times now. I think this is my 5th or 6th time, but only ever once on the channel, and that video is buried very deep in my YouTube history. But yeah, I'm just going to explore, and my first stop is going to be Bath Abbey. And if you were wondering, I was standing right in front of the River Avon. So I'm just outside the train station now. I'm just going to walk in a general direction towards the Abbey. It's very tall, so I should be able to see it quite soon. And then we can go on to a few other landmarks here in Bath. And I have a bit of a surprise for the end of the video, so stay tuned for that and we'll see if I end up doing it or not. I probably will. I've just entered Bath's little network of pedestrianised shopping streets, and I'm just about seeing the top of the Abbey now, so I'm going to walk towards there. Bath has been on my list of places to visit for quite a while because I do live quite near here, so I thought I'd just do it for emergencies when I can't film anywhere else. And I don't know why I didn't know why I waited, because it's really cool. I've kind of lost the top of the Abbey, so I don't know where I am now, but there's a main road there. So I just need to figure out where I am. Oh, there's quite a few police cars up here. I hope it's a police station. And that building there is part of Bath University. I think it's more of an artistic university, to be honest. Correct me if I'm wrong though, because I mean obviously I don't want to be dissing universities. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, so a little bit of an accidental change of plan. I thought I was going towards the Abbey, but I wasn't. The Abbey's more like down that way. So I'm going to do that in a minute. I have accidentally come across the River Avon again, and I think it's the Pulteney Bridge or something, which is right in front of me. So I'll just show you that in a minute. Or you know what? The Abbey's there, the river's there, and I think the bridge is actually quite a lot further down. So I'll just go kind of in the direction of the Abbey, and we could do that first instead. Just look at this amazing narrow street with all these little independent shops on. It's absolutely incredible. I know I sound a little bit like an American visiting the UK saying that kind of stuff. Oh, and the Roman baths are right ahead of me. I've been told there's a way to have a look at them without having to pay the fee, obviously legally, but yeah, I think it's around the other edge, but never mind the baths. Bath Abbey there. Are the Roman baths why Bath is called Bath? A lot of Bath in one sentence. So you might have noticed from that little clip there, but I'm basically just trying to make my videos feel a little bit more real, like you're here with me. And I don't know if they were doing that before, but I know specifically my last video, which was Swansea, it just didn't feel like that to me, looking back on it at least, bearing in mind I was there myself. But yeah, there's more of Bath Abbey there. It's a pretty cool building. And I don't know if this is ironic or not, but Bath Abbey and a Waitrose trolley. And that kind of ties in with the whole Bath being really, really posh thing, doesn't it? Not that posh is particularly negative, not like they have a choice, but yeah. So our next stop is the Pulteney Bridge, I think it's pronounced, which is on the River Avon. So I should just be able to walk down here and then follow the river from there. I was just walking towards the river, and there's this building which is a massive bookshop. It's like a maze. There's 2 ways to get to everything. It's absolutely full of books. It's old-fashioned. It's called Topping and Company Booksellers, so I highly recommend you have a look in there if you're near the Abbey. And I tend to forget to film when I see stuff like that, so I'll try to remember for next time. But yeah, it was amazing. Just go in there next time you see it. Hi everyone, it's just under a week later and I'm almost finished editing this video. I just wanted to let you know that if you have any spare money, I'd really appreciate it if you could donate it to my Buy Me a Coffee, which is linked in the pinned comment. And if you don't, that's absolutely fine, because neither do I. And I know I say that in all my videos, but I genuinely don't, because all the money goes back into train tickets and just into the channel in general. I also just wanted to very quickly say that I am live streaming the same day that this video comes out. I'm not sure what time, but I will put the details on the screen. Now please enjoy this video and keep watching, because it does get really good. Thank you. Bath is absolutely littered with these, I don't know what it is, Cotswold stone buildings I suppose, or lime, yeah it's limestone I think, and you'll see a lot more of that later on, especially when we get to that surprise I was talking about, which I've confirmed I will be doing towards the end of the video. So here's the river. Unfortunately there's quite a bit of pollution down there, which is a shame. I can see the Pulteney Bridge, or however it's pronounced. I wish I could look it up. I will do that in a minute. That is the bridge. I don't know much about it, so as always, just let me know in the comments. There's that really weird thing. I might try and get down there so that I can have a view of the bridge, or a different view of the bridge I can say, because I'm pretty sure this counts as a view. Heading down a staircase which gets you to the bottom of the bridge. Here we are. So that's where I was 2 minutes ago, and then I walked over there, which is surprisingly very interesting. It's like covered in these buildings. You'll know if you understand, but it's quite weird. And there's the weird thing, whatever it is. Okay, that was the Pulteney Bridge, or however you say it. I've said that about 5 times now. Next stop is going to be the Royal Crescent, and basically everything in between here and there. And then we'll be getting some lunch. And unfortunately, I won't be having really nice posh lunch. It is going to be fast food again. But if you would like to help me get some nice posh lunch one day, then please could you donate to my Buy Me a Coffee. Obviously you don't have to, but I'd really appreciate it if you do. Just if you have any spare money to spend, you can put it towards the channel. Thank you. It's getting quite a lot busier as I walk towards this market area, so how about I see you when I get to the Royal Crescent? So, like I said earlier, this is all a bit of an experiment. Ooh, this is just to get my breath back. But yeah, that whole montage, I don't know if I've put music over it or not, because I kind of want my videos to be a little bit more real. But at the same time, I don't know if there was enough noise to make that entertaining enough. So I don't know what's happened there. But yeah, I've arrived at the Royal Crescent, which is right there. I went to go and walk on the grass, and I realised, actually, you know what? I'm in Bath, one of the poshest cities in the country. So I probably shouldn't do that. But there's loads of people walking their dogs, taking selfies on here. So I think I'm all right. So yeah, you can probably see the crescent behind me. I'm just going to walk down here to the gate so that I can get up there, so that I can walk along the crescent itself. Yeah, I don't think this is exactly built for people to be walking on the grass. Oof. Look at this hill. Unrelated, but this really reminds me of Clifton in Bristol. Although, I mean, the hill is kind of related, isn't it? But yeah, more on that point. It really does remind me of Clifton in Bristol. Not a lot of people saw that video, but I explored the area around the suspension bridge. And I ended up next to a building called the Bridge House, which looked a lot like these. Bristol does have that distinctively Bristolian feeling, doesn't it? Coming from someone who lives nearby. But yeah, this is lovely. I haven't properly seen the crescent since, I think it was 3 times ago that I went to Bath. Yeah, last time I filmed like a hyperlapse walking along it because I was still experimenting with this camera. I really yapped a little bit in that clip, and that added about 30 seconds to it, because the longer my videos are, the more watch hours I get. The more watch hours I get, the closer I am to getting ad revenue, which isn't yet. I'm still relying on donations from you guys at the moment. Remember, link in the pinned comment. I deserve a sit down now because that is a lot more walking than it immediately appears to be. First try, let's see. God. Oh. There you go, got it in. Right, that is my sit down completed. I was going to stay here at the Royal Crescent for a bit, but I'm actually going to walk this way towards kind of like the city centre, like the north bit of the city centre, just this direction, and then hopefully I can get some lunch. I think I might go to KFC or something, just something nice and quick, because I don't want to take too much time off of my filming kind of space. I'm walking towards an area or road which is called the Circus, except it doesn't have clowns or magicians, it's just a roundabout. But I've seen this before, I consider it to be a landmark. Oh, my breath. So yeah, let's look at it. And here it is. Last time I was here was in the summer, so there were lots of like tourists around. I basically got the whole thing to myself here. I doubt these are much cheaper than the ones on the Royal Crescent. If you're wondering why I keep running out of breath, it's the hills. Like, look at this. I would absolutely love to make a video about the hills here in this area. If you didn't already know, I should be getting myself a new bike to use in these videos soon, which opens up a whole nother load of videos I could film. I don't know what I do up there, so I'm just gonna come back down towards here and then get into the centre. Or, you know what, I think I'm actually just going to end the first segment of the video here to go and get some lunch. Basically, I've just reunited with the rest of my family who's come on this trip, so I'm just gonna have a chat to them for a bit, and I'll probably see you outside of some sort of fast food restaurant having just eaten, unless something really interesting happens in between here and there. But then we will explore more, and hopefully the video still has a good few minutes left in it. Right, I have finished eating. I had some KFC, again, it's just down there, but it's now time for that surprise I was talking about. So, we're going to be going to a viewpoint called the Bath Lookout, which is towards the station, and then I think it's another 10-minute or so walk right up this really steep hill just to get to this viewpoint. But yeah, hopefully it's worth it, and I guess let's get there now. So I've been to this viewpoint once before. I went with Dylan, who's a friend I go on trips with sometimes. And that day we had done a lot of stuff. It was May, so it was about 8 o'clock and it was still perfectly bright. And we'd been to Portsmouth that day, and then we came back up to Bath and we had an hour in Bath. So we went up this hill and it was so tiring. So obviously I am a little bit tired now because of all the walking I've done. But hopefully it's not going to be as bad as it was then. I didn't realise how close I was to the station, but it's right in front of me. I've clearly kind of slowly done a big loop around the city. I'm really impressed with what I've done today. I think I've actually managed to tick off everything which is on my list for once. Usually I leave some so that I can come back later on in the year and do the rest. But yeah, hopefully this was a nice thorough video. And it's not over yet, we still have the viewpoint to see. And I'm just coming underneath the station. There's this little subway tunnel thing. I don't know if you can hear all the announcements in the background, but yeah, here we go. And this is the exact spot that I started the video in, and there's the river. So from this point, I'm definitely going to need directions, because the only thing I know that I need to do is go up a hill. Other than that, I don't know where I'm going. Nice bridge over the Avon here. And I suppose you could say, quite ironically, my last video was filmed in Swansea and I didn't see a single swan. Definitely some swans here. So no swans in Swansea, definitely some swans in Bath. As you know, I've just crossed underneath the station, which means I suppose you could say I'm now in Cheapside. Except I don't think anything is really much cheaper than it is on the other side of the station. I'm basically filming my hobby here, which is travelling and exploring places. And it's a very expensive hobby in the UK, with train tickets being how expensive they are and hotels and stuff. If you want to keep seeing these videos every Saturday at 8, I'd really appreciate it if you could donate to my Buy Me a Coffee and like the video and subscribe. Because all those things really help out, and every time I see that yellow notification, which means I've had a donation, it always makes me really happy. And all the money goes instantly back into the channel, usually on the next trip. So I'm not even at the viewpoint yet, and that's my view. So it's going to be pretty good, and I think we have to go up that staircase, but I will second check that as well. So I am actually going to go up this staircase, despite the fact that the instructions said to go up this other road. Okay, this isn't the right way. I'm just going to go back. Got plenty of time. It's not too much of a problem. I wouldn't have known to go this way. And I think there is a similar staircase to that one anyway, along the route. These steps, the steps are individually their own hill. This is kind of the first time I've stopped since all the way down there. The viewpoint, it's absolutely incredible. I'm sure I am probably putting loads of footage over the top. I am going to have to end the video here on this very tiring note. As I have probably mentioned multiple times throughout this video, I'd really appreciate it if you have any spare money that you could donate to my Buy Me a Coffee, which is linked in the pinned comment. I know I probably mention it a little bit too much. I do really need money to make these videos. 100% of the cost goes directly back into the videos in some way or another, whether it's buying equipment or even if it's just paying for train tickets. It all goes back into the channel, and it all goes back into making more of these videos. Liking and subscribing and even commenting helps out just as much. I'm going to leave it here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week for another very exciting video. Thank you and goodbye.